guys, this is Jeff Stanek with Figured Out Baseball and with Lander University. This is video 4 in the series that is called Run Scoring Probability. I've had to go to 4 videos just because there's a lot to unpack here, but basically the spreadsheet you see behind me, there are statistics there that I've kept for the last couple seasons at Lander, and I want to share them with you, and I want to kind of tell you how we talk to our players about them, how as coaches we digest them. So in this video I am just sort of talking about how we break down these stats, how we communicate these stats to our players, and what they can mean for you when you're either building an offense or building a pitching staff. I'm in screen sharing mode now, and what I wanted to show you here is starting with the big innings. So as an offense, when you're running an offense, odds are you're not going to score in every inning. Odds are you're going to score in 2, 3, 4 of your 9 innings per game. So at some point you want to put up a crooked number, right? And a crooked number to me, or like what would be a big inning. A big inning in my definition, in most of baseball, most of at least college baseball, big inning is 3 runs or more. So in this yellow highlight here, what I wanted to show let me move this down just a little bit. The yellow highlight here, what I wanted to show my players was that this 86% number, what that means is in a big inning, how many big innings throughout 2 seasons included at least 1 free base. So a walk, a hit by pitch, or an error for our offense. 86% of big innings included a free base. So what that means for hitters is this. If you don't create free bases, if everyone's up there just free swinging, not trying to draw a walk, not competing with 2 strikes and battling off, fouling off some good pitches and seeing enough pitches where you earn a walk. Getting out of the way of balls that could potentially hit you instead of learning how to get hit where you're not going to get injured. That's something that we did at Lander this past season, is learn how to get hit where we're not going to get hurt so we could take free bases when they're there. That stuff is so important. And what I just talked about in the last video about sprinting out of the batter's box when you hit a routine ground ball, it's not routine for the defense because you're motoring down the line and they've got to get rid of it quicker than they would like to, quicker than they're comfortable doing. And you can create errors that way. This is so important because to create a big inning with 3 or more runs, you've got to do one of a couple things, maybe both, maybe several things. But you've either got to get a guy on base for free because it's unlikely that you're going to get, odds are there aren't very many innings throughout a game or even a season where you're going to get 3 or more hits in an inning. And if you're going to get 3 hits in an inning and score 3 runs, that third hit probably needs to be over the fence, right? So in order to create 3 or more runs, at some point you're probably going to have to get somebody on base for free and then get the big hit. Okay, a walk or 2, a walk plus a hit by pitch, and then a couple of hits, then string a couple hits together. That's how you create runs, or 3 or more runs in an inning or a big inning. And those are pretty demoralizing for the defense and really get the momentum on your side on offense. So big innings are so important to create because, again, if you're going to score 6, 7, 8 runs in a game, you're probably not going to do it by scoring 1 run in 6, 7, or 8 innings. Once in a while that happens, but typically it's going to be a bunch of zeros and then a 2, a 3, and a 1. That's how you're going to score your 6 runs. Or maybe a 3-run inning, a 5-run inning, and that's it for the game. So you only scored in 2 out of the 9 total innings, but you put up 8 runs. That's how it happens a lot. So to create the big innings, statistically speaking, you have got to earn some free bases. Okay? And then going down to the highlights here on the bottom about strikeouts. It's not something I showed our hitters, but I'm going to talk about just what that means to me for pitchers, because for pitchers are on the mound wanting to strike everybody out, right? That's what most guys in this day and age, most pitchers want to do. But what you're seeing here is that you can tell your pitchers, you don't have to strike people out. Because over the course of more than 100 games, more than 900 innings on offense, you see that in the green highlight here, if a pitcher strikes out nobody in an inning, he's going to give up on average 0.77 runs per inning. If a pitcher strikes out 1 guy an inning on average, that's pretty good, right? In the big leagues, you pitch 200 innings, 200 strikeouts, that's pretty darn good. If you strike out one guy an inning on average, you're going to give up 0.74 runs per inning. Okay? Almost exactly the same as if you strike out nobody. If you strike out two guys an inning, you know, you're a big league all-star. If you're a high school player striking out two guys an inning, you're probably going to Division I. Over 2 full Division II seasons, offenses average 0.82 runs per inning. A higher number when two guys struck out in an inning than when one guy struck out in an inning or there were no strikeouts in an inning. How can that be possible? To be honest, I don't know. This statistic really threw me for a loop. I was not expecting it. But what you're seeing here is that whether you have no strikeouts in an inning, one strikeout in an inning, or two strikeouts in an inning, it really doesn't correlate to the runs scored. So how you use that as a pitching coach or as a head coach is to say to your pitchers, stop trying to strike everybody out. Because when you strike guys out, you end up doing more of this stuff. When you strike guys out, you end up, or when you're trying to strike everybody out, you end up letting the leadoff guy reach base more often. You end up walking guys. You end up giving up more hit by pitches, right? Probably more, because you're trying to bury balls, probably more wild pitches and passed balls, which aren't even in these stats, but you're giving up a lot of free 90s, right? What these bottom rows of stats show you, without question, is that strikeouts do not matter in college baseball when it comes to preventing runs. What matters when you're talking about preventing runs is don't let guys on base for free. And what matters on offense is finding ways to get guys on base for free. Get to first base for free, and you're going to score runs. That's what these stats show you. You can make other stats out of this. You make other, find other things that mean some things to you, but that's what I get out of this. If you want to have a consistently good offense, get guys on base for free. If you want to prevent runs from scoring, don't let guys on first base that haven't earned it. Make them hit their way on, and you're not going to give up runs. That's what I see when I see these stats. Once again, this is Jeff Stanek with Figured Out Baseball and Lander University. This is the end of the series of run scoring probability. Hopefully, if you stuck through all 4 videos here, I hope that you're kind of as intrigued as I am about just kind of digging into these stats and what they really mean and how you can present this to your team, your hitters, or your pitchers as far as how you build a good offense, and on the other side of things, how you prevent runs for your pitchers and your defense. You know, how you prevent runs from scoring. Letting guys on base for free ends up being really, really important. And keeping guys off base ends up being really important to prevent runs. And that's really what it comes down to. So I hope you enjoyed this video series. I hope you'll check out my next video series called Process Goals.